Hello everyone. Welcome back to English Conversation Studio. I'm Anna, and today we are going to practice how to ask better questions in English, because asking questions is a very important skill in real life, and it helps you communicate clearly, get information, and continue conversations naturally.
Hi everyone, I'm Alex, and today we will focus on how to form correct questions using simple grammar, and we will also practice how to ask questions in a natural and polite way so you can feel more confident in daily conversations.
Let's start with a basic idea. In English, we often use do and does to ask questions in present simple. For example, do you like coffee? Or does she work here? Because these helper verbs are necessary to form correct questions.
Yes, and many learners make mistakes like saying, you like coffee, which is not correct in formal English. So it is better to say, do you like coffee, to sound more natural and correct.
When we talk about past actions, we use did. For example, did you go to the meeting yesterday? Because did helps us form questions about the past.
And we don't say, did you went there? Because after did, we always use the base form of the verb. So the correct sentence is, did you go there? Which is a very common mistake.
If we want to ask about specific information, we use question words like what, where, when, and why. For example, where do you live? Or why are you learning English? Because these questions help us get detailed answers.
Yes, and we can also ask, what do you usually do in your free time? Because open questions help keep the conversation going longer.
Let's imagine a real conversation. I might ask, what do you do every day to improve your English? Because this is a useful question for learners.
And I can answer, I practice speaking every day and I watch English videos, because answering clearly makes the conversation natural.
Then I can ask another question. How long have you been learning English? Because this helps me understand your experience.
And I can respond, I have been learning English for about 1 year, because present perfect is often used in these types of questions.
If I want to be polite, I can say, could you please tell me where the library is? Because adding polite phrases makes your English sound more respectful.
Yes, and we can also say, would you mind helping me with this? Because polite questions are very important in real-life situations.
Sometimes we want to continue the conversation, so we can ask follow-up questions like, why do you like learning English? Or what do you find difficult? Because this keeps the conversation interesting.
And I can answer, I like learning English because it helps me communicate with people, but I find speaking a bit difficult because sharing details makes the conversation more real.
If I don't understand something, I can ask, could you repeat that, please? Or can you explain that again? Because asking for clarification is very important.
Yes, and we can also say, "What do you mean?" in a polite way, because understanding is key in communication.
Let's combine everything. I can say, what are your goals and how are you planning to achieve them? Because this is a deeper and more meaningful question.
And I can answer, I want to speak English fluently, so I am practicing every day and trying to use English in real situations because connecting ideas makes your answer stronger.
So today we learned how to ask better questions using correct grammar and how to make conversations more natural and interesting in English.
Yes, and if you practice asking questions every day, your speaking skills will improve quickly and naturally.
If you enjoyed this lesson, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to English Conversation Studio.
Keep practicing every day, and we will see you in the next lesson.
Thank you for listening.
See you next time.